My experience is that in life, we don't even see things for what they are. We see them for how we are. When I thought all these people were talking down to me, they were just encouraging me to look up. I felt like they were saying that they're better than me, but they were just saying things are better now. I heard from where I was at, and I was broken and shameful and defeated in a lot of ways. You know, nobody had ever confronted me, including myself, with the actual truth. Like, you were fucking up, dude.
Welcome. This show empowers you to confront and overcome addiction with real stories, inspiration, and a host of resources. Our growing community supports, uplifts, and takes action to enable a new way of living. Now, F3 Recovery brings you the Super Sober Podcast. Welcome to Super Sober Podcast number 40. Here we are, ready to go with our guests, the usual ones right here, Mike and Dee. I just want to let you know I'm your host. My name is Brett C. My sobriety date is 4/21/03. I'm an RN with a BSN. I've been helping people with this crazy convoluted disease addiction, and we'll go to my left.
My name's Mike G. Sobriety date October 16th, 2022. Work in the nonprofit industry. Been helping and serving people on and off the clock for a great many years.
Hello, guys. Demetrius F. Sobriety is 11/24/95. Currently in the mortgage business, and just good to be here.
Yeah, we have a good one coming up right here on number 40, guys. But don't forget the best in the business right here at the podcast place in Long Beach, California, with Solomon in the background, masterminding the whole scene. Woohoo! Yeah.
Turn my mic on. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, okay, whatever. We'll feather that in there. And like always, well, this one's going to be. It's going to hit the hearts, guys. We're getting a little controversial here. Social media is taking off. This one's going to be on haters of the program, and there's a lot of them out there. And you wouldn't imagine that people would be hating on self-help group and people that have been the unbelievable stories, transformation, three of us right here, testaments to it. But, you know, we're open to any path to sobriety. On the last one, we had Ian Fee on. He didn't get sober through the program. He maintains his sobriety. He goes out. There's a lot of people doing a lot of great stuff. You don't have to be practicing the 12 steps to get sober, and we salute all pathways to sobriety. But we don't support other ones that hate on other ones to just get people to come from that one. So I've been talking about it, and we're going to be talking about it more here. But before we get going, we're going to do some rad sobriety milestone shout outs. That's Lenny S. with 2 years, Gus W. with 2 years, Chris Z. with 2 years, Bob K. with 5 years, Justin H. with 5 years, Mike D. with 6 years, Maria M. with 20 years. And don't forget, it's tax season for Mike D., the remote tax doctor. You can go on F3 Recovery and check out the resources page. You can get his information. He can help you suss out your taxes. You can just get out of the analysis paralysis, and he'll help you with all different financial aspects. If you need it, he is available. All you have to do is just call him and say, SSP, referred you, or you're in recovery, or he helps out military discounts, all types of things. Very relatable, very understanding, and he'll be your personal tax guide all year round, not just for tax season. So anyways, today we're talking about something that has come up a lot over the years, haters of the program. Hate is going to hate, right? So while Alcoholics Anonymous is a widespread recovery program, it has faced significant criticism from medical professionals, researchers, and former participants. Critics generally argue that the program lacks scientific grounding, overemphasizes spirituality, or may be harmful to certain individuals. So AA says, just a few declarations right off the top. Disclaimers, we only know a little and more will be revealed. And we've known a lot since 1939 or 1935 since it started. Progress, not perfection, right? Remember, we are a program of attraction and not promotion. AA is convinced that alcoholism is a progressive illness that gets worse over time and never better. So you can go back to earlier podcasts. We break down why it's a disease. A lot of these people with these programs or platforms just trying to get more views and putting out misinformation about how alcoholism isn't a medical diagnosis. It isn't a disease. It doesn't have an allergy of the body. It's a choice. I'd say go down to Skid Row and see all those people choosing their great life. It's unbelievable stuff. The stigma is still out there, and they're pushing it. So I don't know if these people are backed by all the evil overlords of the world out there, or the alcohol companies, because it's been pretty mainstream information that the alcohol industry is down like 850 billion last year across the globe. I know my son and a lot of other kids are just not drinking and just not even smoking or doing anything. So we're going to get into topic 1 right here. This is going to be kind of controversial. We're going to be doing 4 videos. We're going to be doing the usual rigmarole with SSP 40. And we're going to go to the first one, which is topic 1, the cult of AA, the sobriety bestie. And I don't like to give these people any more energy or focus, but I just want you guys to know about how much misinformation is out there. And this is a deadly situation going on. If we can go to that first one, Solomon, that would be rad.
I was recruited into AA under the guise of it is the only way for me to survive my drinking problem. AA is the only way. I did not know that I was also going to have to recruit. It promotes itself as like a recovery program, or that's what it supposedly is. It's an addiction recovery program, program of sobriety. But actually, it is a religion. It's an indoctrination program. The 12 steps are religious steps that were taken from the Oxford group. Every piece of its recruitment I found deceptive. So I need to get a higher power in order to survive or to simply exist. That's not true. I'm powerless over alcohol. Not true. I have a spiritual malady. Not true. I have a fatal progressive disease. Not true. I have a physical allergy. Not true. It's positioned as a sobriety path, an abstinence path. It's actually a religion. And it's even worse than that, it's a cult religion because of the coercive control. So that's what I've come to believe. Since leaving AA, I've come to see what it was. You know what's so interesting? Before I ever got to AA, I thought it was a cult religion. I thought it was a cult religion the night that I walked in the doors. And then they convinced me that they're not a cult or a religion. They said, we're spiritual, not religious. And they said, we're not a cult, but we need the brainwashing. Let's get on with the brainwashing process. So yeah, I got culted into not thinking it was a cult. And I got indoctrinated into the religion under the guise of it being spiritual.
Always BAA saved me. Yeah, it is a cult. But, the actual definition of the word cult is hidden. One time Christianity was a cult. It had to stay hidden because they were going to kill all of them, right? Yeah. And they did get a few of them. I mean, even the main cult leader, one of the ones that helped save my life, Jesus, that I do pray to, that I got into a program. But everything she said is so contradictory to it that someone could be watching it and thinking about that they know something about what we do know a lot about right now. And if you put alcohol into me, we've talked about it a lot. I go right here from sobriety. I can't stop. My last 3 times that I was working on being abstinent, I put alcohol back into me. And for some reason, I lose power. And I can't stop. The only ones that can stop me are, because I break out in handcuffs. You hear about that, right? And I'm just super grateful that the last 3 times that I found out that I do have a crazy, weird reaction to alcohol that normal people don't usually have. And she's saying it's not a disease. She was culted into a cult, but she stayed for 10 years. And now she's running for her life away from AA. It is suggested that you work with other alcoholics and do things. These are all suggestions. You don't have to work the program. I know people that have stayed sober in AA, moved on from AA, did different things, and they're living a great life. I have a really good friend who's got 36 years. I think he's only been to 2 or 3 meetings in the last 18 to 20. He's still a good friend of mine. We still break bread. He's a friend of the family. I would never not consider him a friend. Mm-hmm. And these people are saying, like, if you leave AA, we're just going to push you away and you're no longer our friends, which is all madness. But, sober bestie, we wish her the best. And if she's not powerless over alcohol, our program says, hey, go do some controlled drinking. And I hope she doesn't. So what do you guys think about this controversial situation right here?
We'll let Mike handle that.
Well, I think
D's already tapping out.
I think when it comes to the video,
Field that, Mike.
what I love is that
Oh, dude.
I feel like the speaker actually accomplished the goal. She could have just said thank you to AA and moved on with her successful life.
Yeah.
But it is the goal to get into AA, work through the 12 steps,
Mhm.
and to follow your dreams, even if your dreams include, debunking AA or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Because the most common enemy to Alcoholics Anonymous, very similar to religion, who's hurt religion more? Who's hurt Christians more? Catholics or Christians?
Mm.
Right? And so remembering that, I'm no
I say it's a Southern Baptist.
I'm no spokesperson for Alcoholics Anonymous, but what I do out in the community and what I do in my relationships and what I do in my family and what I'm pushing for in my life is a demonstration of the principles. And just like churches perfect principles with imperfect people trying to practice them. Right? AA is not the bed of mental health. We have no monopoly on the God idea or on a way out or a way to get sober, and we encourage everyone to follow their own path. I myself resigned from the debating society and no longer cared about the method, was solely interested in the result. And once I was sold on the result and was in a place of desperation, I always make this joke about AA. You land and you're in this like selfish state, trying to get yours and trying to survive, and you're in your life's in a state of emergency, and you get this gift. It's a wonderful gift. The problem is when you look at the name tag on the gift, it says for other people. Like, what the hell is this? And I have a problem with that. So I get why people come in and like, oh, they want me to help other people and they want me to, dedicate my life to trying to get people to be a better version of themselves each and every day forever.
I hate that.
There's got to be another way.
There is.
And there are plenty of ways. But I like this one. And the most important thing to me is that it works.
Yeah. Thanks. That was a great retort on that. What do you think,
Yeah,
D, a little bit about...
It's just like what Mike was saying, when I was listening to her, I was thinking about how human beings, man, we will just fuck some shit up. We really just cannot be positive. And, I was listening to her and I'm like, well, I don't even think she's been reading the book either. Cause I'm like, there's so much in there that has nothing to do with what she's talking about. But like Mike said, there's different ways of getting your higher power. That whole topic that she had actually can go on for infinitum, because there's a lot of things that she was saying in there that are pretty heavy. But I know for me, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Alcoholics Anonymous. There's just no doubt, And I do believe that every kind of different religions and different way people have gotten enlightened, some of those tenets have always been the same. The uncovering your defects and talking to them with someone and letting that power which no one can define come in and guide you. And regardless of what she's saying, even the fact that she's saying this just shows you that we're all kind of tied to something. I think on average, and it says it in the book, it says rebellion dogs are every step at first. And it just means that no matter what, we kind of go to the negative first before anything. I was reading this story, I was reading these African studies, and there's these cavemen, I was like the Bronze Age or whatever, and they defined the higher power as like Gala or whatever, and all this weird stuff. And they were talking about a power greater than themselves, where there was no this is like caveman time. Like what is that?
Wisdom.
They're still searching for that with what we're all searching for. So I know I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but I can't really define with her negativity because I know it's not a religion, and I just know that it doesn't work that way. And for me, I couldn't stop drinking and I needed some help. The same with people who eat too much or who have mental illness. I mean, if you're listening to her, then a doctor and a psychiatrist who's treating mental illness doesn't know what they're doing. I mean, we have to kind of get some help to get where we need to go. There's no isolation. I mean, if I could do it on my own, why would I be here, right? I mean, it's just that's the way I go with it, right? We all need each other and we need help. There's no other way without that, right? Not just with
someone
recovery.
super disgruntled out there, right?
Yeah, but not just with recovery, but with anything. We just need help.
Yeah.
And I'll say this and shut up. I think God put that there for people who didn't have a really good understanding of a power greater than themselves or a God understanding. And I think God just does a big trick. And I think Alchemists is a trick to get you back to that power.
Yeah.
And
You got to trick us somehow,
and then you find out, oh my God, I've been missing this the whole time.
You could only save your life by being helpful to other people.
Exactly.
Otherwise I wouldn't do it.
Exactly.
All right, I'll selfishly
we
help
gotta be
other
tricked.
people.
Yeah, we gotta
I've
be
been
tricked.
duped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's just upset because it's just, no matter what, we're all going to conform. At the end of the day, it's coming.
You're being programmed whether you're either going to be involved in it or you're going to be programmed to the default program.
Yeah, just life's connection, right? What do they say when you're in the foxhole or when you're in a deathbed? Who do you call for? There's no escape from that connection. That's a fact.
Oh, it's an innate process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love I love what the big book would actually say in response. It actually says, in spite of the increase in span of this fellowship, at its core, it remains simple and personal. Each day in the world, recovery begins with one alcoholic working with another.
That's a fact.
And that's the beautiful part. If you have cancer,
It's the same.
And God bless you. I hope you're able to get on the other end of it, and most importantly, help some other people through it. Right?
Oh, yeah.
That there is a recovery and healing that takes place when people who have suffered from ailments and illnesses and diseases, when they utilize that, what they consider a liability at the time, that gets converted into a very strong superpower or, asset to help other people.
And a new vigor for life that
That's
they
right, a
usually didn't
purpose.
have.
A
Right?
purpose.
And it's like, oh man, I didn't know how precious things were until I was
Right.
faced with cancer and the fight for my life, which happens in addiction every day.
That's right.
So we're going to go to the next topic right here. Topic 2. This is all, I hope you guys are loving this on the other side right here, checking this out. And the videos, right? We're on YouTube. You can check them out, but you can also hear it from your heart. Close your eyes, listen to these people and how we're going about it. Topic 2 is AA is a program of constant shame. And this is the Beyond Sober program. And program is always telling you to enlighten, heighten, add depth and weight, bandwidth, increase your spiritual journey, wherever it may go, get help from outside sources. Wherever you can get help, get help. We don't own the monopoly on recovery or self-help or the whole process. So, I mean, there's a disclaimer already there. So that dispels a lot of it. So never once was I forced like, hey, you ain't helping enough people, Brett. I don't think I'm going to sponsor you, or you can't come to AA. We're not giving out badges like in the Cub Scouts and stuff. Right. So a lot of people's service doesn't even service people in AA. They're like giving back in so many different ways. We went over all that stuff.
Hey, and one last thing on that videos, you kept using the word recruitment.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Like, oh yeah, we're out there trying to nab you, and bring you in.
I'm asleep.
Yeah,
I would love to go old school like that, but AA has been evolving, man. I see people recover. I've been shouting it out, just crushing it these days. So we're going to go into topic 2 on the Beyond Sober program right here, because the recovery industry makes billions keeping you dependent on programs, meetings, and labels. So let's go to that second one, Solomon. Thank you.
The AA I went to, the AA my mom went to, the AA everyone I've known has gone to, has told me the horror stories. I can't even tell you how many men are in my inbox going, dude, it just made me want to drink. They were just angry. They just punished all of us. They tried to shame us. He's like, I got enough shame going on, dude. I just need someone to love me for a minute.
Just for a minute, please love me. They just shamed me. I just picture in my mind Cersei walking through Westeros for all you Game of Thrones fans. And we're just, the poor AA guy comes in and we just got everybody on the side and the lady behind her. Shame. Shame for your alcohol. Shame on you. We will put you, come to AA and we will shame you and there'll be no love at the door. So you're going to have to love yourself until we can decide whether we love you. Wait, what happened here? It's like usually the saying is we're going to love you until you can love yourself, which I found. Because if I didn't find a way to learn how to love myself, I mean, I was completely shut off. So through the 12 steps and the people that walked me through it, which I stand on the back of giants, my my 3 sponsors, man, these guys showed me a lot of love and a lot of patience. I'll tell you that almost makes me want to cry. And to hear someone say that little quick excerpt, I mean, I was just watching, we went this weekend to celebrate my bro's 5 years and another bro's 2 years with 20 of us all celebrating over at Mama's here in Huntington Beach. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. There was a lot of love there, I'll tell you that much. And talk about some stories of transformation. And that was Justin H., who's been a host on this podcast a few times. Mm-hmm. And shout out, brother, on your 5 years. And Gus on his 2 again, too, which we shouted out in the beginning. So tell us about No Love in AA there. His mom's AA and everybody he knows in AA with no love.
Well, I just want to, the truth be told, and no disrespect to this guy, you know what I mean? I'm sure
he's working on it, right?
And he's doing his stuff. But when you come into any deal where people are sick and hurt, and of course there's shame. There's also pain, debauchery. People have lost their children. People don't have any jobs. People are very sick. People have a kidney disease. What is he talking about? Like when you come into recovery, it's not the 4 seasons. Like you don't go into a place that you don't go into jail and everybody's like, hey, we're just hanging out. People got caught. They're doing 5 to 10 years in the penitentiary. Like,
yeah, bro.
It's like, it's not, it's just some of this is just, and it's like, oh, they make you want to drink. It's just you not wanting to just identify with your situation.
You're wanting to drink anyways.
This is a hard one for me because this is a high level of immaturity. So I know I got to watch myself because just the pain that I've saw for people and how people have come into recovery or anything, not just recovery, in my personal people, in my personal life, where they are and what I've seen, like I can't get into what he's talking about because I know the pain of people. Mike's seen the people. You've seen the people. It's like when you're coming into a group of people, and the reason why we're all there and new people come in is they're asking, hey, like I left of my own devices, I have destroyed my life. And with my own devices, I don't know how to put it back together. Mm-hmm. If you didn't have shame, I would think you're a psychopath. Because you would be non-feeling because you just destroyed everything. Yeah. So that's just some kind of new, I don't know what that was. I'm just going to say that. And I need to stop because it's kind of having me go to a certain place. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. But
in light of people's pain and what they're going through and how difficult it is, right? People are really, I know a lot of women, they don't even have their children. Like, what's he talking about? Like, what?
Yeah, I almost lost my kid too. More than once.
Yeah.
So, Lord on that one. What do you think, Mike, about no love?
No love. That hasn't been my experience, but I have been in a meeting and been like, what are we doing? Seeing a new person there and, the message is a little distorted. So I get how people get a certain perception, but my experience is that in life, we don't even see things for what they are. We see them for how we are. And the reality is that when I thought all these people were talking down to me, they were just encouraging me to look up. I felt like they were saying that they're better than me, but they were just saying things are better now. I heard right from where I was at, and I was broken and shameful and defeated in a lot of ways, and nobody had ever confronted me, including myself, with the actual truth. Like, you are fucking up, dude. Something's gone terribly wrong.
Right.
You don't end up with your circumstances from a few bad choices. No, this is systematic, habitual, methodical, routinely messing up over and over and over again.
No doubt.
Until you can't even provide basic necessities for yourself and your family. And gosh, I hope that message never has to reach, everyone. I often say, welcome to the land of the least likely to succeed. I'm sure our speakers wouldn't appreciate that that indoctrination. But I hope it's not that way forever. I hope people raise the bottom, right? I want them to raise the bottom. I don't want them to wait and be prejudiced against AA for as long as I did. I hated AA with every fiber of my being until when? Until I was beaten and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
Right. And became a little more honest, open-minded, and willing, and started to go through the process, still with the skepticism, like, well, this is probably not going to work out. But at least I'll be able to look my kids in the eyes on my deathbed and say, your dad went down swinging. And until I said that I tried it wholeheartedly, I couldn't say I tried everything. And that's how desperate I was.
Yeah, the steps are a worthy endeavor, and you'll find a lot of love. So I just don't like people preconceiving into it. We already got enough bias and prejudice, and we already know everything. We're addicts and alcoholics. We're in the top 10% of intelligence and creativity. So don't worry, I'll think my way into a better way of living. And AA it's not results oriented. Only 20% make it in AA, and then you'll get even down to whatever the skewed numbers are, and it's all in there. Just keep an open mind. They even say, don't keep an open mind. Wait a second. So the convoluted process of what you can algorithmically push, and why we're doing this. So I've known these people have existed. So I hit one, and then the algorithm came up, and then now we have a podcast number 40 on it. So it's very controversial. We were watching the Sober Bessie, and we were picking out which video, me and the wife was getting fired up. He's like, I want to reach through there and grab right. I'm all, wait, hold back, honey. You know what I mean? The program literally saved my wife's life. Yeah. And it literally saved, we got this beautiful life, with our kids that were out, and all of these things by practicing the 12 steps. Are we perfect? Absolutely not. Did we learn a new way to love each other? Absolutely. But we're so down in the dumps when we come in, we don't feel it. It's a different kind of love coming at us, right?
Yeah.
A routine of telling us, and it don't feel like love. But after a while, it's like, man, thank you for loving me the right way and putting up boundaries and telling me no, and this isn't the right way of doing this anymore. This is how we live like this. And it's a process, but we're halfway through. We're going to be going to our sponsor with our commercial, and that number is 877-345-4138. And that number again is 877-345-4138. And that is His House New Creation. Just give us a call and we'll go to the commercial. Thank you.
At Embrace Life Change, your journey to mental wellness begins in a place where understanding meets action, where care is personalized and recovery is achievable. With over 30 years of experience, our expert team offers a range of evidence-based treatments tailored to each individual's needs. From anxiety and depression to complex psychiatric disorders, our comprehensive approach includes cognitive behavioral therapy, mindfulness practices, and innovative programs designed for deep healing. Our small treatment groups ensure personalized care, fostering stronger connections, and a supportive community that empowers your recovery journey. Hear from those who've embraced change and found hope, healing, and a path to a better life with us. Embrace Light Change is more than a treatment center. It is a place where lasting change begins. If you or someone you love is seeking help, call us first. Let's take that first step together towards a brighter future. Embrace Light Change, nurturing mental health, where hope and healing meet.
All right, thanks for taking a minute. We're back on the second half of SSP 40. We're going to keep going with some more videos right here on the haters of the program. Number 3 topic will be labeling yourself as an alcoholic from exiting the simulation. And man, we don't like labels. Who doesn't like labels? But we got to be able to identify ourselves somehow. You know, these days people don't want to identify anything with it, but that's the stigma. It's still going on. It's 2026. Here we go with all these crazy people. Don't call me an alcoholic. Well, put some more alcohol in me and I'll show you all the signs and symptoms of alcoholism. So let's go to that third video, Solomon. Thank you.
So one of the things that I'm vehemently opposed, and I'm like, no one give Graham flack. You can give it to me. And like, this is coming from a family who like had alcoholics and drug addicts and things like that. Like, I really don't like the Alcoholics Anonymous concept of every morning waking up and saying, I am an alcoholic, hi, you know, whatever. And then they go into their meetings, because what it does is it puts it at the forefront of their mind, and they literally label themselves every morning as having this problem, right? When somebody who's not an alcoholic just doesn't think about it. They don't think, I'm an alcoholic, I have to fight not drinking every day. They just don't think about it. And so I think to the same degree that like living a meaningful life is not saying like, I'm living a meaningful life.
Wow, that's some great, powerful insight for a quick snippet to jump into someone's minds. Non-alcoholics don't think they're about alcohol. Whoa, thank God. Wow. And alcoholics do. And I don't label myself. I don't find myself struggling with saying I'm an alcoholic. That is not an issue for me. I mean, my alcoholism is become this unbelievable process for me to my higher self. I mean, if I was an alcoholic, I don't think I would be where I'm at with my life, my spirituality, my connection, my ability to help. Whether alcoholic or not, I definitely would not be a nurse. I would not be a medical professional, and all the people that I helped that were alcoholics or non-alcoholics in all areas of a hospital, being in the conversation, I'm forever grateful for that. You know, I mean, I can help anybody with any disease. I have that ability. I am a medical flipping professional, and these guys are telling me that not to label myself as an alcoholic and that it's not a disease. It's actually, every time we put it into someone coming into the treatment center, it's F10.20. They all have codes for insurances to bill. You think insurance wants to bill for this? If it wasn't a disease, they just go, you just got a problem, bro. Go, you know. And this guy right here, giving us the huge enlightenment that I wouldn't like, to label myself an alcoholic every day. I'm not labeling myself. It's just something, the way that my body metabolizes alcohol. I have an issue with it. And here we go. Another guy just throwing it out there. You know, what do you think about the labels? You said you kind of knew who these guys were.
These guys, I follow a lot of podcasts in my spare time. I hate to admit that, but these guys, the one guy's an investor, him and his buddy. The other guy's a huge influencer with his girlfriend. They are huge social media influencers. So when I saw them, they'll have all these.
And they're exiting the simulation?
Yeah, well, they have tons of topics on everyone, and it's just different topics. So, and he's like a really big 10x guy. Everything with him is 10x. You 10x, 20x. Like, you can do this, and they just do this thing. You know what I mean?
Overall, they're pretty positive.
Yeah. Well, it's not about pretty positive. They're just snapping at the bit because they have this algorithm, and they want these like clicks.
However they can get. They got our hit.
Yeah, exactly. So when he was talking. Right. Like, I was just like, well, dude, I saw those guys talking about someone the other day about like not buying real estate. Like, you know what I mean? So they just go on and on and on. But to that, what he said, I don't think I've ever woke up and said that, I don't do that. Right? I haven't did that. Like, I've had a psychic change, just that thought's been removed. If I have to do that, I think if I got to tell myself every morning I'm alcoholic, I need to kind of go back through those steps. That's kind of a little scary.
Because I'm an alcoholic.
I'm dumping that into my higher power situation. I'm just moving it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole deal of not taking that power back to myself. If I'm doing that, then we're in some trouble. No, I'm serious. You know what I mean? I don't want to. No. I needed to find a power that I could turn that over and leave that in the morning and connect to that power a little bit and go about my day. Right?
Yeah.
He just doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. These
That
people
one-
out there.
that's an
it's
easy
just
one right
nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I was just laughing at the idea that, like, you're identifying, and in this, like,
I'm a human.
in
Wait,
this
no.
this age of, like, I can identify as whatever I want. It's like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
If you want to identify as whatever you want to identify as, we're going to give you some slack for it.
We'll give you some space
Yeah.
for the identification.
Identifying as something I am is seems a little bit more reasonable, but I'm no one to judge, right? I mean, sometimes speaking your truth before you even know your truth seems to get people in trouble. And what the 12 steps has done for alcoholics, addicts, overeaters, gamblers, we can go on and on and on about the 12 steps and how many people, starting by identifying the problem and then moving in through a process that seems to relieve them of the troubles accumulated by that problem.
If you can name it, you can tame it.
Yeah,
maybe.
if you can name it, you can tame it. Absolutely. And so, I mean, I get it. I appreciate his comments in a weird way. I like haters. I love haters.
Yeah.
I like people, talking smack on what's working, and that's usually a good sign. So
Yeah, we're not hating on the haters.
Yeah, no
You know what
way,
I mean,
man.
we're not cycling it through.
I
We're
truly-
just like, hey guys, we're out here and
Yeah.
we're like in the trenches of the situation, and hello.
yeah, I mean, detoxes aren't on the phone cold calling,
Yeah.
right?
That's a fact.
They're getting called. Hey, I'm desperate. I need help. I can't figure this out. I can't
Gnarly
stop.
guys.
That will. They're not chasing them. They're just coming, and the beds are full, and the epidemic is real, and it's alive and well. And I had an old boss, and I'll say this and shut up about this. He used to say, I don't care what you do, just don't do nothing. Hey, if it's not your cup of tea, by all means, find something that works for you, and keep searching
Please.
until you find an answer, because the one thing you don't want to do is give up on yourself. So, whatever that looks like for you, and we encourage you to follow your conscience.
And for that matter, you've had in the past, right, with the opioid epidemic and all these people dying from, the pills and stuff, and now we have the fentanyl thing and everything.
It's
and
brutal.
if it wasn't such a big deal, you wouldn't have administrations trying to, make sure that this is not being put all over the world and people getting hurt by it. So actually, it's very, very serious. You know what I mean? I mean, this whole thing to act like this is not
They're
a
so
problem
nonchalant.
is nonchalant.
Honestly,
It's
these
just-
people have not.
that is not what's going on.
See,
Well,
so many
and at the
people
one
murdered.
thing that's working better than other things.
Other things.
right?
They're always coming after the heavy hitter, right?
Yeah.
Take down the champ, the 12-step program. I'm gonna make it 8.
Yeah.
But don't worry, you can go back to other ones and you can get a rent sponsor too. But we're gonna take a pause on all this heated discussion right here. No matter where you are, even though you're kind of like, you can take a meditation moment. We're gonna do that right now with David Trotter at Behind the Lids. Fire it up there, Solomon. Thank you.
Hi, my name is David with Behind the Lids, and I want to invite you to experience a moment of meditation and breath. We're going to do this by visualizing a peaceful place in our mind and utilizing a technique of circular breathing, where we breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth in a circular pattern without stopping at the top or bottom. Breathing in peace, exhaling stress, anxiety, resentments, and worries. If you'd like to go ahead and close your eyes, envisioning that place of peace in your life. Perhaps it's a beautiful beach or mountaintop, or maybe somewhere where you go in your home where you feel peaceful. Envision that place right now and begin to breathe in through your nose, breathing in that peace. Exhaling, breathing in. Exhaling stress and anxieties and worries and resentments. Breathing in peace. Exhaling. Keeping that visual in your mind eye of the peaceful place. Breathing in that peace. Exhaling those resentments, stresses, and frustrations. One last breath in and exhale. And slowly open your eyes. You feel that peace? This is something that you can experience anytime, anywhere by closing your eyes and breathing in that peace and exhaling anything that no longer serves you.
That's right. Right in the heat of all 45 minutes of chaos and madness. We're going to push it out there. Pause, do a 10 step, do a little bit of peace. I hope you can drag that into wherever you're at. But here we go on with the haters of the program. We're going to do to the freedom model. Now, these guys, man, they hate everything AA. Let me tell you, man, these guys are on fire. They've been out for a while. They got a crazy big book. Their costs start at $1,500 all the way up to $9,500 for you getting in. And, you know, they are poaching from the program, not working. You know what I mean? If AA and NA didn't exist, how would they get their customers? I don't know. But they definitely are the freedom model. It's not a problem. It's a decision. Let's fire up that fourth one, Solomon. Thank you.
After talking about addiction and solutions for addiction for over 3 decades, sometimes I forget that the basics, there's a lot of people out there that don't know the basics of debunking AA. Let me first say that AA and the treatment system as a whole. First of all, AA came up with the disease concept. It's a concept because it's never been true. Nobody has a disease of addiction. And there's really nothing that we can define as an alcoholic or an addict. They're just people who choose heavy use because they have a preference for it, and preferences can change. So let's get rid of labels. Let's eliminate labels. Let's eliminate this idea that you need to be treated for something that isn't a disease. What you need to do is make some decisions for yourself, challenge the benefits of the drug, and move forward. If you want to know more about this, go to thefreedommodel.org or soberforever.net. or call us at 888-424-2626. Take care, people.
Hey, we even let him promote his numbers right there.
Yeah, let's get him on the line.
Yeah, let's get him on the line. You know, hey, if the freedom model works for you, I don't know. Whatever works for you, please, you know, go work it, right? You would say don't do nothing, right? Don't go down not swinging. I mean, you can hit up Sobriety Bestie. You can be hanging out with her. You can do just do something, whatever helps you get sober, please go do it. There's so many ways to do it. Then maybe you'll circle back around to whatever it is. I don't know. But this guy's killing people with the freedom model. And you'll be free, all right, but not in this life. So I know Notorious JID's been loving these videos right here. He's going to be reaping some rewards of jails, institutions, and death for people not in following certain ways. In my opinion, though, and my medical professional opinion, I work under an addictionologist, all types of different people that have, at least we got someplace to go now. I used to be able to drop you off in insane asylums and take away your ability to reproduce because you were subhuman. And it was, which is one of my favorite bands, by the way. Shout out. But anyways, yeah, the freedom model is not free though. That's for sure. What do you guys think about this guy right here?
You know, he said something about debunking AA, but I'm paraphrasing this, but in the doctor's opinion, it says, as laymen, our opinion of soundness may mean little, but as ex-problem drinkers, it explains many things for which we can otherwise account. But what that means is that they're telling you that they are not an expert in this disease. It's their opinion, in light of how everyone is drinking, that it explains the situation of the alcoholic,
Right.
the allergy of the allergy of the body and the obsession of the mind. And it has been told through experience that when an alcoholic puts alcohol in his system, after a certain while, it triggers a phenomenon of craving that is not in the average drinker. That is an opinion based on experience. So, which is codified again by all the people coming into the rooms, as Mike was alluding to earlier.
Yeah.
Because if that wasn't happening,
It's like, hey, I've done the same thing. Wait a second.
well, yeah, like you said, you wouldn't have people at the detox. Obviously, as in my case, I crossed over where if I put alcohol in my system, I can't stop drinking. So there's there's something going on there. That's why the doctor's opinion is so beautiful, because it describes to the T with Dr. Young the description of the alcoholic. You really got it. And you can tell they're just not reading the book. Because if you read that book and you read the doctor's opinion, it would define what a real alcoholic is.
Yeah, they don't even crack it.
No, they don't. That's how I knew he wasn't reading
They're taking these guys.
Yeah,
where,
that's
like,
how I knew he wasn't reading it, right? Like, it's just, they didn't say they were.
He's debunking it.
Yeah, they just said as laymen, their opinion means little, but it explains other things which we cannot otherwise account. That's a very important statement. They're telling you we're not experts in this, but this is our opinion based on experience.
And the doctor's opinion was a doctor, the little doctor
Yes.
who loved alcoholics, who
Yes.
didn't have to treat them, but he
Yes.
he found some people actually staying sober, and which is a heritage, culture, lineage, legacy, language that we have in AA to actually give us the direction and to label these things so we can spot it and we can help people. That is just a way that we do things, right?
And one more thing, there were 3 examples in that doctor's opinion where the doctors are saying that they cannot apply the good to an alcoholic mind. With all their knowledge and everything they got, they cannot go into the mind of an alcoholic and rearrange their thinking for them to, it was out of their control.
Oh yeah, they were
They could not do that, right? With anything.
they were still trying to control it with lobotomies up into the 70s. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, just in reference to the doctor's opinion, it starts off by saying our doctor's theory, right? This is the theory.
Yeah.
When it was written, it was a theory
Mhm.
that could explain why men of great intelligence, not all men, of great intelligence, good earning capacity,
Right.
their human resources, as marshaled by the will, failed them utterly, and they kept drinking. And even when, a very predominant or some kind of great event was to come to pass, they're getting married tomorrow,
pulled
all the
down on it.
pressure's on. They have every reason in the world, just rationally, there's no way they would mess up. And they got particularly tight at just the wrong moment, And these were not, people coming off the streets or, crackheads. This was
Loyal
a
to the
doctor,
foil.
and this was a lawyer, right?
Very
who
successful.
were successful in all other areas of their life, but as it related to drinking, they just kept returning to it, despite the countless attempts and how injurious it was to themselves and their family. My sponsor is a lawyer, and he reminds me all the time. Yeah, these guys weren't no slouches, right? I mean, they were successful men who couldn't stop drinking, right? And so, maybe some of the message gets a little messy along the way. But the reality is that this individual on this last video, I mean, God bless him. I mean, he's just lame. He's just lame. It's okay, buddy.
It's sad.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of people capitalizing on people's misery. That's not a new business.
No, it's not.
So,
And the quick fix.
Yeah.
You need subscribers.
oh, did AA fail you? Yeah, let me tell you why.
Right.
Yeah.
And in an age of political divide and countless issues that are habitually and systematically getting worsened and worsened, everyone wants to tell you what's wrong with the system in place that's working or not working very well or whatever. But they're not offering a solution. I mean, you forgot that, right?
Well, they got
you
books.
Can, you can speak all about what AA's where we're failing. The biggest problem with Alcoholics Anonymous is it's full of alcoholics. And that makes the
Addicts,
success rate
alcohol.
pretty shitty. And that's at all programs. I don't care whether you're talking about, these other programs or whatever. It just seems to be the one that's helped the most people.
That's the most available, right? Crazy, right? That's 4 of the haters of the AA. So I'm fired up, but I know where the fire comes from. It comes from a place that I've been cultivating and wanting to help, and I'm on the front lines. I'm in a hospital. I was there yesterday. Woo! Just getting people in there situated, frustrated, their family members having to pay deductibles on the new year, all the situations, other family members. How many people have died in their family and they're still like not on the scene, like with getting sober, or like, hey, you don't have to go home to their, oh, well, I'm so stressed about going home. And it's like, no, well, you can go, you're approved for residential treatment or PHP or IOP. And we're not the only place to go to. There's like 5 other places you can keep on. No, I got to get back to my, it's just madness. It goes on and on. I've been working with it for over 20 years, and shout out to all the frontline workers and especially the KDACs and the counselors, because it's just, oh my God, you guys are the unbelievable best, because it's never a good situation like usually, except for the ones that are easy. It's like, yeah, I want to go do it. But the stuff that the entanglement that they have to deal with, I just hope you guys are taking care of yourselves, because you guys are taking care of so much. The entanglement that's in their minds on a daily basis with all the whole family and trying to get to the right place, and everybody wants it more than them. It's hardcore. It's hardcore, but we're going to get into it. Let's go with the ending that we've been doing here on the diseases advocate. Questions for the guest real quick. We can do this. What about you, Mike? I feel ashamed to say I'm an alcoholic. What do you say to that when they get in there and you're like, oh, every time they go to share and they say, hey, my name's Brett. And then they go, are you an alcoholic? And you gotta identify each time you share in a meeting of NA or AA or a 12-step program.
I mean, I'm pretty cynical. I don't know. It's like, are you ashamed of being white? You're ashamed of being American?
Yeah.
I mean,
a white American alcoholic?
White American alcoholic. I mean, you can be ashamed of whatever you want. That's a fact.
Shame.
Unfortunately, I'm ashamed of the behavior that alcoholism puts into my life, and am in need of a transformation. And that's what the program is trying to encourage someone to do, right? The same man will drink again. So I don't know. Drinking seems to be the great persuader, right? Alcohol was my master. And true alcoholics, I think I heard it said terror, bewilderment, frustration, and despair. True alcoholics will hear these words and understand. So, yeah, we're not talking about people that, have just had a hard drinker or picked up a DUI or had some problems as it related to drugs and alcohol. I mean, that's a lot of people. We're talking about the person that's placed themselves beyond human aid. And that was me.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. And what about you, D? Man, is there any other programs that I can work besides AA or NA, man? I just not jiving with them. What would you refer them to?
Man, I don't know. That's kind of a hard question. I mean,
I heard about Celebrate Recovery.
It's just worked with me, but that I don't know about. That's a personal question. That's a personal issue. And I only say that because I don't know what their higher power has in store for them. I don't know the level of their getting sober. It's hard to say, right? I've seen people go to church. Like my dad. I remember one time he was like, D, I was drinking so much all the time, and he was driving, and a truck was coming, and he almost died. He never had another drink.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's awesome.
I don't know what that is, right?
Yeah.
I just know for me, I knew that I can't stop drinking on my own, that I had a problem, that I didn't know how to stop that cycle of destroying my life with alcohol. You know what I mean? And so
So basically, you're saying you can't speak to those other programs,
well, just because
right? I can't either.
I've learned that. Like that would be hard because I've seen people come in and get sober for a little while and do whatever and go on to the ministry and stuff and never come back to alcohol. So I don't
Yeah,
know. And then
right.
I've seen people stay. So I think one thing you have to have is just to your own self be true. And whatever you're in, whether it's a spiritual thing or a priest or rabbi or whatever, that you're doing whatever that is that entails you to get closer to whatever you need to get closer in that space, whatever vein that is, right? Whatever spiritual thing you got going on, the thing is to do what you're supposed to do in that vein. You know what I mean? It's like, and if you're not taking advantage of it, then you're just going to get what you get, right? In anything, if you're in the church, then do with the church. But I don't know, you know what I mean? But identify what your problem is.
And
Is that nice? Is that correct? I mean, that's the
no,
only.
that makes all the sense in the world. Many times people confuse the fellowship and the program, just like confusing. Oh, do you like church or do you like religion or do you like the Bible or do you like, right? I mean,
exactly.
There's a book. You can read it for yourself. You can determine for yourself whether it explains that which you could not, and you can practice it with other people. Don't confuse the fellowship with the program. The program of recovery is outlined in a book, and it's been working for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's rad. Yeah. Well, thanks for this coming in and firing with all guns blazing on a subject that's close to our hearts, but still coming in objectively and subjectively with a little bit of everything, man. Because we got love for all you guys out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether you're a hater of it or not, at least you acknowledge that some people are doing it, or if your way's better, man. But what if my life, it got me screwed up in the head a little bit. Maybe I shouldn't be sober anymore. Maybe my life could be better somewhere else. But I'm always working on feathering in other stuffs into my game. If I see something over there, like hanging out with David, behind the lids, doing group meditations or some other kind of self-help, or eating a little bit better, or feathering in maybe some of the, whatever their things, I look into it and there's some truth that resonates with me, I'll go with it. Even if I don't go with the whole doctrine of whatever they're doing, I'm always looking into feathered and stuff into my game. And that's what AA taught me, is to keep the open mind and wherever your spiritual path takes you and where that is. And it's taken me all types of places, but we're on the end of SSP 40. I want to give a special shout out to Mike and Dee and Solomon. And of course, the background. And really appreciate you guys on short notice all the time and just being willing to come down and been getting a lot of good shout outs and people really liking what we're doing here on to SSP 40 year 3. We're going to be doing the shout outs. We can be reached on our emails at info@f3recovery.org, info@supersoberpodcast.org. We can be reached on f3recovery.org on our webpage. We're on all platforms right here. You can see our video on YouTube, whatever it is. We're on social medias. Just type in Super Sober Podcast. You can see us on there, our reels. And right now, and shout out to the best in the business, like we always do, is Solomon out there in the podcast place. We're here in Long Beach, California. You want to go from zero to podcast, boom, he's your man. Shout out to the Detox, the story of addiction that I wrote, the deadliest disease that man has ever known. It's a streaming series. Anybody who's got an agent or anybody looking to start off something new, it'd be a niche streaming series for us. You can go see the one sheet on f3recovery.org. We're out here doing the best we can. And shout out to Notorious JID, the first mascot of recovery, who was loving it too, right here, seeing all this misinformation. Like as always, keep on keeping on.
Thank you for listening to the Super Sober Podcast. Go to our website at f3recovery.org. That's F3Recovery, all one word, .org. We're turning fight, flight, and freeze into free form and flow through practicing the 12 steps and staying accountable to change. Don't forget to keep on keeping on.